Welcome, welcome, welcome. Uh, I've had requests recently about what about some more like PvP content and stuff, and I'm not sure I'm ready to jump into the matchmaking and stuff yet, in the midst of my technical issues on my end. But a couple of community members have reached out and been like, hey, shouldn't we play? Couldn't we do this? So this I am hoping will be the first episode of maybe like a new series. I think head to head or something like that, where um, I plan on facing off one on one with members of the community, people of my friend group and stuff, and maybe I'll discuss strategy as I go, or like today's episode will probably be very focused on, or in the future, if people are willing to be, recorded and chat with me, then maybe it would be a little bit more banter back and forth and just test the waters on this content. So we're going to get loaded into the game, and once everything's set up, I'll jump back in. So see you in just a second. Hello, and we're back. All right, this is exciting. We're in with our good friend FrisbeeBear, and we're ready to take a peek at what we have for card options. So, Phobolog. Oh, this is already exciting. Now, the problem with Phobolog here is that there's no actual production stuff, whereas in Ventrix, you kind of get to sneak away. Like, we can't get nitrogen-rich asteroid going. I don't know. Like, Phobalo, you have 60-some dollars worth of cash, but nothing really going on early. Right? Because I obviously want to take Terraforming Ganymede Colony, Colonizer Training Camp. Like, this combination is just set up for a win already. Like, we are very fortunate. This gives us Titanium back, which is unreal. The Pets and Birds, meh. Whereas the Kelp maybe, and this is a space event. Okay, you know what? Maybe we just do all of this, and I'm not sure between these ones. This one gives us a little bit more income. I'm not sure. The heat, I think, is going to be useful. We already have a little bit of heat. Maybe we get more heat. Look at that. We spent almost all our money. So what do we want to do in the first turn? Well, we have $40 worth of titanium. And with $40, I'm pretty sure I can get the 3 things that I want. So our heat production is going to go all the way up to 5. We'll have some energy, and we'll have some plants coming in, which is exciting. Players completed their turn. Review for results. So they're playing Interplanetary Cinematics, starting with an energy and Noctis City. Okay, so they're trying to get a little bit of income going. Makes a lot of sense. And I'm trying to line up some endgame insanity. So we'll do this for some titanium. We get some titanium back. And then this one, 26, brings us down to 2. See, we have to overpay for this if we want it turn 1. So I think we overpay here. And that saves us, $2 instead of overpaying on a single dollar. Ooh, my audio sounds way louder than I'm used to. Let me just high-speed lane. The music can be a little bit louder. Maybe this comes down. All right, perfect. So what do they got going on? Interplanetary Cinematics used a lot of their metals. That's probably why they chose Noctis. Money income, scary. Meanwhile, I have an energy and he has an energy. I would have been worried at first that buying a single energy is just laying it out for them to steal it. But he's actually buying more energy and going down the heat production route. Standard projects, you can't do standard projects. That's no good. So I don't know how I feel about this. So far he's got us ahead in the milestones, right? He's got 1 step towards the mayor and a couple of building tags. In fact, 4 of them. That's pretty huge. Meanwhile, we have, next to no income, other than the fact that we have a plant which is good but vulnerable, and we have the 5 heat with an energy that we have left over just pulling over. Not very strong. If we're both going down the heat path, we're not really going to find an edge. The fact that he has income coming from the city scares me, and we have no real titanium from this point on. So we are desperate to find some titanium. I think standard tech is really good for us. It should give us some opportunities. How can I have to take anti-grav, if anything, just to put it out of his reach. I don't think I can afford to go for a science run because I just need that titanium so bad. This is good. I don't really want any of these cards, but what am I going to spend my money on otherwise? Maybe I just take the science cards just because. We already have one science tag. What's two more, you know? And then honestly, I think I just pass. Like, I'm not in a rush to do anything. He's just kind of going to take the lead on me. Yikes. I do have a little bit of heat going on, which is going to be helpful. But again, he already has a little bit of heat of his own. I have a little bit of plant coming, which is powerful. But I don't know. I would argue that we're not in a great place, except for it's particularly because he has now a plant production, so he's online with us here, and he has all that steel that has a lot of value as well. And he's also keeping his cash close to chest. This is interesting. It's so much more engaging when there's a human being on the other end, and I'm just wondering, you know, sorry, not wondering. I just want to reiterate the fact that if you're interested in this at all, you should really feel free to reach out and say, hey, I want to be a part of this. So Soletta would be crazy good to just really solidify on that stuff, but this is a science tag. And I think I want to, if I'm going to have a science tag, I should just keep grabbing the science tags. Then we gene repair. Sure, let's, what do we have, 35 bucks? Or no, that's him. We would have had enough for Soletta had we just grabbed Soletta, because we would have a titanium to tide us over. But I don't actually want to heat the world that fast. Let's take the asteroid away, because I'm more vulnerable, or I feel vulnerable to that. And then we can talk about whether or not we want to keep the asteroid. Because I want to play science tags. I have one. I don't think I can get all of this and get up to gene repair this turn. So I can basically, that to me means I can throw away another turn and just chill out. 36 for this though. We're almost up to that point, but we're going to spend most of our cash on things we don't really need now. We only have one science tag. Yikes. We have huge points in our hands though, that he has no idea. The fact that we start with 2 of the points per Jovian, one that's actually points per Jovian and one's TR per Jovian, is pretty phenomenal. I was worried that he would want the energy from that power plant, but let's do one of the bumps. I'm not too worried that he's going to snag it. In fact, I'm not that interested in it myself. If the best thing he has to do is spend 14 bucks on asteroids to get to it, then all the good for him. I'm not that interested. A lot of players will turtle. They'll do one action at a time, which strategically is good. Like, it's better to turtle. But like, you just slow the game down, and then it's a lot less about having fun. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure a lot of you out there are like, efficiency. But almost all the things you do in this game would be one action. If I see him turtling one thing, then I'll know that that's the kind of game we're playing. Until then, no disrespect needed. Let's just chill out. Let's take our time. Enjoy it. Like, take it in like a bath. A good question for me right now is, would I spend 14 bucks to take the heat bump if he propositioned it, if he put it up to that point? And I think the answer is no. Oh, he did have the asteroid. I'm pretty sure he has enough heat. He killed my plants, and he got money back because it was an event. I am not interested in doing this heat bump because I get to go first next turn, and I'll have 8 heat. And I don't need to buy standard technology right now because it doesn't give me anything. It will, if I need it to, give me a 3rd science tag next turn. But I just don't need it this turn. It gives me nothing back, and I have to commit to buying into it. If I want next turn, I could do the giant ice asteroid and then do a heat bump, and all of a sudden I have both of those free heat incomes, a bunch of titanium and stuff off the board. Now this is Fueled Factory. That's really good for me. I want the Fueled Factory. It means that he has a chance at that, the microbes card. Oh, I should like Trans-Neptune Probe, because that's a science tag. It's a cheap one, too, if you consider the fact that we have titanium. I don't want him to steal from me. I'll let him have plant production. Him getting plant production, honestly, though, is kind of my downfall, because then he can do plants and cities and building tags and just completely crush me. So the big thing here is, can I do this 36 card? Not if I buy more than one card. Is there more than one card I want here? Most definitely. Though I did do hate drafts here, I think the Ice Asteroid is too powerful a play not to do, and I think the Trans-Neptune Probe isn't the payout I need it to be compared to the fact that this is basically $5 a turn. So, 36. Also, there's the added value that we get to destroy his plants. Let's look at the two cards we got before putting the second ocean down. Aquifer pumping, it's fine. And we definitely want the titanium. That has tons of value. So look at all that heat. We would like to kill his plants. And then, ding, another heat bump. Perfect. He really laid us up with his asteroid that he bought last turn by not going the rest of the way. Giant Ice Asteroid. What a great card. There's so much value. In solo, there's tons of value because it actually terraforms the planet and stuff. And then here, there's so much value in the board scoops, the heat bumps, hurting the plants. Like, it's such an all-around great card. Though, you know, I know that some of you might have thought, oh, you should grab the steel, you should grab the steel. The steel would have been great because it would have allowed me to get Fueled Factory, maybe. But I don't think I would have gotten it soon enough to make it really matter. And the fact that he has 1 TR per round now, thanks to his Soletta, is annoying. But I also have 1 per round because of my heat pooling over. So, I think we're even on the heat front now, but he has the advantage over me in that he has literal income, and his passive ability is a little bit more adaptable, whereas mine relies on the titanium, which I've been pretty much starved for. But we also have, like, the great science cards. You know, like, I don't know what he's going to do to keep up with us as far as the science goes, let alone the Jovians. Here's some more cost reduction. I don't know, does he have Earth tags? No, he does not. Do I have Earth tags? No, I do not. So, Space Station, phenomenal card. Very good. Large Convoy is very strong. How much energy does he have? 1. I don't think he's really looking for Magnetic Field Dome. Decomposers. Flooding would have been fun to do because we could hurt him and take his money back by doing the thing. But it's a little bit too far off our track, and we're not really looking for that stuff. So, what do I want this turn? I want the Fueled Factory. I want Standard Tech. I want Gene Repair. And that's like 12, that's $24. That means I can buy nothing. But I want Space Station, so I have to buy something. I might as well buy multiple things. The Large Convoy is really good if you use it for animals, but we've already seen a couple of animals be burned. But I'm still okay with this. I'm not happy, but I'm okay. It's weird to have another really weak turn, but the cost reduction of the Space Station and the cost reduction of anti-grav, like you can already see here 2 cards that I obviously need to pay off with it. I just really wish I could get my Gene Repair up now, but Fueled Factory will be enough. What's he doing, I wonder? What's his plan? What's he planning? He still has all this steel, and unluckily for him, he has not had a chance to use it. Well, there you go, Electro Catapult. So he left 1 specifically so that his next action can be to sell that for $7. Now we are at a huge income disparity. though he needs to find ways to find his heat. Or not heat, but metal. Let's do a heat bump. Again, doing the heat bumps early helps your opponent, because if they are holding off for some sort of plant card, you know, you're just laying it out for them instead of waiting till later in the round. But I have yet to see him turtle, so I'm not going to turtle. Hashtag respect the game. Sometimes people turtle in real life because they need a moment to think, though. Like, I do respect that. Like, oh, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to reevaluate my hand or my cards and do the math to see if I can do all the things. Ooh, he got sponsors and, well, and organized. Okay. So now he's in a pretty good spot against us because he's going to be able to run the oxygen track. But I ain't afraid no ghost, so let's just not worry about it. Let's pass with another $14 and 2 titanium. What a weird game. Like, I'm confident that the longer the game goes, the better it is for me. Well, that's not necessarily true. He's got heat and now plants coming in pretty consistently. I have a lot of heat myself, though. But now that I have that titanium income, oh, sweet load. Oh, load. No science tags. Though I will, if I'm going to block anything, I'm going to block Extreme Cold Fungus because it is the one that synergizes the hardest with other cards. So that's more of a hate draft than it is anything. Energy tapping annoys me. Mars University I really want. So we'll see if we get livestock or not. Rover Construction's probably good for him. Livestock. Wow. I did not expect it. Livestock is really good for us because we have Large Earth Convoy. And then Mars University is very good for us. Do we have any cards we don't want? Kind of. Let's start off with Mars University. So my opponent, FrisbeeBear, does not give much value, it seems, to science tags, or at least he hasn't taken the ones that I would have grabbed all along the way. Being from Thorium Asteroid's interesting for us for sure. I don't want to buy any of these though to tip off the fact that we have a Jovian strat running, because then I think that he'll be more likely to try and block it. So let's just for now get rid of that card and end turn, and then we'll look at what we have going on. Tardigrades, that's a garbage card. Yeah, being from Thorium Asteroid would be a lot of fun, wouldn't it? Next turn, I'll have $16 worth of titanium. I could get this for 8, but then I can't quite, you know. I think if I'm gonna buy Space Station. The real question is, am I gonna get Space Station before getting to 7, like getting the science stuff down? Like, there's a couple of good science cards that player has done their thing. Oh, okay, they did energy tapping. I figured that they might. Ooh, very good. I don't know. I feel like our opponent is doing some really good stuff. We don't have much for tags. We don't have anything for greeneries. We don't have anything to really compete with them on any of this other than Terraformer, but 35 is very hard to get to. And I don't intend on doing much more. We don't have much worth playing. I think we honestly just hold off. It's such a weird game. Every round I'm ending with like $16, a bunch of titanium now, all this other stuff. And it's not good for me. But at the same time, if we terraform slowly enough, like, oh, he has 7 more income, though. He has to use his plants to do it, which is good for me. He has 2 heat bumps next turn. He's definitely going to start running the TR on me. But if we get to the late game and buy our Jovians, we win. That is our win condition. That is the strategy that we are pursuing, right? Science along the way is pretty powerful, but not required. We need to get all the way up to 7 tags. And he knows I have the 7 tag science card. I really wonder on his end what he chose. We'll let him have all of these great cards so we can get a science tag. Miranda Resort. Miranda Resort isn't actually strong for us other than the points. But it's going to end up being pretty cheap, I think. I wonder if he was surprised. Miranda Resort's really good for him at this point. Acquired company, really? Okay, he only has one, I thought. Acquired company is fine. There does seem to be a lot of game left, but I think that the plant production's better. I don't know. I don't have that much to buy. Wow, this one's really hard. Yeah, and he just gave this back to me. I think I need the money more than I need the plants. I'll let him do this whole plant thing, despite it being very good for him. I should have hate drafted it, but I want these. So then the math is, can I get this turn? Can I get this? What can I get? This, I want both of these because I paid good money for them. So that's like most of my money. And then with 20 bucks left, you know, it's kind of harsh. If I go here, I get titanium though with it. So let's see about scooping that titanium as fast as we can. Earth catapult, electro catapult rather. Adapted lichen. Okay, so he's in a powerful spot for sure. We would like to natural preserve. You know, it's a beautiful red planet. We should keep it beautiful. Oh, and I can get rid of a card. I don't think I was. Oh yeah, tardigrades. Bye, bye, bye. And then, ooh, restricted area. I don't think I want to play restricted. I think I do want acquired company. Despite it being late, like I'm not sure that we'll get our value out of acquired company. Like it's $3 a turn and it costs us $13 to buy. So it's got to go like 4 rounds for it to pay off. But we have a vested interest in this game going long. So if it does go long, it makes us even stronger. It also makes Miranda Resort not absolutely useless when I do it. So this is 8, leaves me with 11. And then 5. That's 20, and 11 is not 32. So maybe next turn I'll buy Space Station. What do I have? 5 science tags. 1, 2. I mean, that's technically enough. Though I need more cards. I don't have things to give up when I like. This is maybe a good reason we play restricted area and we grab a card with it, and then we can cycle the card and buy another card and really have a lot of cards. I like doing it down here because it opens up cheap mining rights. Though here is $6 worth of value. Standard Project City, wow. Not to mention if we put it here, we would block both his cities. But like, I'm almost more tempted just to do my own thing, you know? So we'll go here. We're really sciencing hard, though. Mining Expedition, get out of here. It's not good enough. Steelworks is also not good enough. Let's buy a card. We are running the deck. Ooh, Big Asteroid. Big Asteroid is a pretty nice card. It could also... I don't know, like, obviously heat is good for both of us. He has a lot more heat income coming in. I don't think I can afford the Big Asteroid. 27. Maybe I can get it next turn. I don't know. What's he going to do? 8 more heat. If I do a heat bump, he could get the ocean. I believe him. I believe that he could. How many tags do we have? 6. I'm going to put off basically everything. I'm just going to do the heat bump. I'm going to let him have it. If he has a double heat bump, then good for him. Likely next turn he'll have to play a card if he wants to get the second one. Here's the thing. My 2 first actions next turn, I want to be buy Standard Tech and then buy Anti-Grav. And then after that, we can buy Space Station and then Big Asteroid. But I'm not sure that we can do all those actions before he takes the free ocean. He has 16 heat, right? I feel like we have to do the Big Asteroid early. Let's block Regolith Eaters. Because Regolith Eaters are good. Oxygen's valuable. We didn't keep our symbiotic stuff. We're winning in TR though right now. I feel like he's really gonna struggle once we take the heat away from him. But then at the end of the game, he'll just be able to fund Thermalist. So no matter what we do, we're kind of playing into his hand. Oh, it's on me. Is it on me? No, we're in the middle of the draft.